Hi, I'm James. I'm a foot and ankle specialist with over 10 years of experience in advising on footwear, and in today's video I'm going to talk you through 4 of the best shoes for plantar fasciitis. Each shoe has different benefits depending on the type of plantar fasciitis pain that you have. I'll break down the features of these and how they might be able to help you. We purchase all the shoes independently, so buying through the links in the description helps fund the channel without affecting the price that you pay. All information in the video is for educational purposes and shouldn't substitute medical advice. So the first thing to keep in mind with plantar fasciitis is we typically categorize it into 2 different types. One is compressive plantar fasciitis, so you get pain when you initiate heel contact. The second is stretch type plantar fasciitis, so when you go to push off, the pain is greater then. There can be some crossover in these 2 types of patterns, and we'll talk you through what shoes to use in these instances. But first of all, I want to talk to you a little bit about compressive type plantar fasciitis and what shoes you could use for this. So we've got the Hoka Gaviota 5, which is a max cushion, max stability shoe. It's considered a low drop shoe, so it's 6 mil difference from the back to the front of the shoe, and it's got Hoka's CMEVA cushioning, which is really cushioned, really soft, cloud-like feel, very similar to what you feel in the Hoka Bondi 8. However, there's more stability elements to this shoe. So it's got a H-frame built into it, so it's got denser cushion on either side of the midsole and across the middle to give its torsional stability. So it keeps your foot centered in the shoe as you move, trying to help control pronation moments. Because it's got lots of cushioning under the heel, it's one of the shoes that we tend to recommend for patients with compressive type plantar fasciitis. If you don't like the idea of having a stability shoe, the Hoka Bondi 8 can be a good option for you instead of the Gaviota 5. Then if you're looking for some more progressive stability, we've got the Asics Gel-Kayano 31. Now in this shoe, it's got a medial arch support, which is this yellow tab on the inside of the shoe. This is a bit of an intrusive form of stability, so it elevates the arch, tries to reduce the amount of tension on the plantar fascia, and therefore it may be more beneficial for stretch type plantar fasciitis. It's got similar plush cushioning than what you get in the Gaviota 5, so you sink into it, really soft, so it can be helpful for compressive type plantar fasciitis and for stretch type plantar fasciitis. It's got a broad forefoot which adds extra elements of stability, plenty of space in the toe box, and it comes in a wide version as well. The Gaviota 5 has the best toe box of all the shoes in the Hoka range, and it also comes in a wide version as well for those of you with a broader foot. So more beneficial for stretch type, but it covers compressive and stretch type as well. Then when we think about more max cushion shoes, we've got the Brooks Glycerin Max. We've chosen this shoe due to its DNA tuned nitrogen infused cushioning, which gives it loads of comfort underneath your foot without adding too much weight. So you can see the huge amount of stack that's underneath, so it's an excellent shoe if you've got more compressive type plantar fasciitis. Due to the forefoot rocker, as you can see, it tilts upward really quickly. It helps with the propulsion phase of the gait, so that's really beneficial to have offloaded during the stretch phase of the gait cycle. So an excellent shoe if you're looking for a max cushion shoe that's not too heavy, really good for compressive plantar fasciitis, and an excellent shoe overall. Then we chose a completely different type of shoe, which is the Altra Via Olympus 2, which is a 0 drop shoe. So there's no difference from the back to the front of the shoe in terms of the level of cushioning. This is really important when it comes to creating an even distribution of pressure across the foot. So if we have a higher heel drop, you're more likely to get greater pressure on the heel on initial contact and then further pressure on the forefoot. By having a lower drop shoe, it creates a really even distribution of pressure across the forefoot, so that can be really helpful for compressive type plantar fasciitis, especially with the nice heel bevel, so the curve at the back of the shoe. A caveat to this is 1, it puts extra pressure on your Achilles tendon as the low heel drop causes a greater stretch in the Achilles during the gait cycle. 2, if you haven't used a 0 drop shoe before, it's important to drop down slowly so that you don't overload other aspects of your foot and your ankle. So if you have a 10 or an 8 mil drop shoe, we recommend dropping down to a 6 or 4 before you drop down to a 0. If you want to go straight into the 0, you need to be very slowly to progress it over time. So those of you who are looking for more of a low drop shoe, the Altra Via Olympus can be an excellent option for plantar fasciitis pain. So we've got 4 different types of shoes. They provide different levels of support, more beneficial for more compressive or different types of stretch plantar fasciitis pain. We have lots of different alternative options. If you want to ask about your shoes in the comment section, I can get back to you. Can't give you specific advice on your plantar fasciitis without an assessment, but I can give you some broad overviews on different types of footwear. These aren't exclusively the only or the best options for plantar fasciitis, but are 4 of our favorite shoes for 2025. If you found the video helpful, like and share and subscribing is really beneficial, and you can pick up these shoes from the description, which really helps the channel. Thank you very much for watching.